Hi, this is Sue from the Mountain Canary Company. We're here to share information with you, and here's Ed to share.
Thanks, Sue, for the nice introduction. Well, howdy, my dear horse and muley friends. Today I want to discuss a subject with you that about protection for your stirrups. Stirrups have been protected for hundreds of years with a tool they call a tapadero, which is basically some kind of a hood that covers the stirrup and protects it from you getting material jammed in it, helps to keep your foot from going through it. It's really just a handy piece of business, but it can be kind of obnoxious at times if you're not careful. We've used tapaderos for many years. The one we have a couple of them here we've used. This is one I've used quite a bit. You can see just a little bit of wear on it. There's another one here we've used. They're both heavy and they're both leather. And the stirrups themselves aren't that heavy, but once you start to shroud them in leather, you do pick up an awful lot of weight. So having considered that, and also considered, you know, not all of us are capable of remembering to do everything. About the time we stuff our saddle with the tapaderos, leather tapaderos on in the trailer, go out for a ride the next couple week or so and go to put them on the saddle and go slip your foot into them. The darn things have been soaking wet after a rain and they've been stuck in a trailer, laid against a wall, and they're flat. Now we got to go find another horse trough or something to soak them in till we get our darn foot back in them. So let me go set these down for just a second here real quick like. And let me talk about how I addressed that issue. I wanted to find something that was really pretty well benign, that was not going to happen to, something I could work with, something that was cheap, well, reasonably cheap, and something that was easy to cut and fit. There was no nuisance. So what I found was PVC sheeting. I bought it from Weavers. It's used a lot of times under pieces of harness. And over the years I've tried different patterns, and finally now all my saddles here have tapaderos on of this type. The pattern for this tapadero you'll find in the Trail Skills and More book. I've actually got a pattern in there plus an article on them. They're really pretty handy. I'm going to see if I can swing around here so you can see a little better. Let me scoot this darling thing over. Now, there's a trick when you make these and you put them on. I just use simple plastic stirrups. I love them. A metal stirrup could get crushed if you fall, and your foot could be in it, stuck. So here's how I look at this. I take and put them on my stirrups, and then I adjust them. I adjust them so that when my boot, can you see this, Sue?
Yeah, let me pan in.
Okay. When my boot goes into it, and if I was to fall out, so basically I put it in and let the boot try to fall out. Now a little bit of a toe touch isn't bad because you're going to be falling, so your foot's out of it. So you just put it in. You can see I can't bury my boot. I can't bury it at all. And you'll see down here that the toe can't get underneath it. So we make sure we can't get our toe underneath our boot, our tapadero can't get underneath it. And then when it falls straight out. So basically you kind of build your tapadero, then fit it to your stirrup. Okay, now this stuff is really pretty great. It's tougher than the hinges of hell. I buy the thickest one. They come in 2/8, I think, two sizes, 1/8 and 3/16. I buy the 3/16 sheeting, and I put the pattern on it. Just take a knife, cut it, and I just skive the edges around so they're smooth. And then just using a sheet metal screw, a pan head screw, a fender washer, I just screw them in and then go inside. If you've gone through with a file or a rasp, take the tips off. There you are, just really simple. Now these will take a heck of a beating. And if I had my other saddle up here, this is my new saddle from Terry Wagner. if I had my Cascade Packer up here, boy, those tapaderos are just got scratches and stinguses all over them. Bounced off of rocks. You can't believe all the things they've done. But one of the real values here, not just protecting your foot and not just giving you some resistance to not go through your stirrup and hang up. The value for these is stobs. Sticks that are sticking out into the trail. That can get caught in your stirrup. As you're going through brush on the trail, stuff hanging in the trail, it's like it's raining today, when stuff gets pushed down, all of a sudden you're going to have everything down in the trail, the lightweight stuff, and it can find its way into a stirrup. Now I want you to imagine this. Imagine what would happen if you took a stick, hooked to a branch, on the branch off a little brush, stuck that thing through it and tried to ride by it. And all of a sudden you're hung up. And the world kind of got convoluted. So to avoid all that stuff, I really recommend these. They don't add an awful lot more weight to your stirrup. They are extremely durable. You'll never find it. You'll never make another pair. So, okay, that's our little bit here about tapaderos. Again, they're a safety tool. They're not for everybody. Some folks says, "I don't want that thing on my saddle. It looks ugly." Well, ugly to me is hung up on that piece of stob, bumping on down the trail, and having an afternoon turn into a long month's time in the hospital. Thank you, folks. I really appreciate you coming by and visiting with us and putting up with us, giving you this information. And as usual, I want you to get out there and ride as often as you can. But remember, ride as safely as you can. Thank you very much, folks, and have a wonderful day.